Hello and welcome to another edition of Feel Good Friday, your weekly dose of positivity right here on the Forever Ready Facebook and YouTube channels. It is week 8. Yes, y'all, week 8. I may need a haircut and a couple of other things. I'm sure you all feel the same way about something in your life, and I'm realizing that I keep wearing these shirts during Feel Good Friday. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's the one day a week that I have something to look forward to. Hey, we're all about positivity, but this week, before we jump into any of the videos and stories, I just want to give a quick shout out to the class of 2020. Here's the thing. Whether you're a senior in high school or a senior in college, or you're getting your MBA or you're getting your doctorate, or quite honestly, you're a kindergartner, a 5th grader, or an 8th grader, transitioning into the next phase of your life, you were robbed of the traditional graduation. You were robbed of the last couple of weeks of celebration with your classmates and the opportunity to relive the last couple of years. And I've been thinking a lot about that because my senior years were all such big, fun celebrations. And you haven't gotten that same experience. So I want to give you a shout out and a congratulations on all of your accomplishments. I hope that you get an opportunity to celebrate in some capacity, and I can't wait for the day that you get to celebrate with your classmates too. I'm most excited for whatever the future holds for you because there is a future to look forward to. Isn't that great, right? That's the positivity in all of this. So may we all push forward and know that literally the whole world is thinking about you right now, and we're excited and we want to congratulate you. This week, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the partners that we work with who are doing some really creative and innovative things to reach the people that they serve. We're going to start with CodeCrew. CodeCrew is a nonprofit that we've been working with since they were founded, and they specifically work with kids to teach them how to code, and adults. It's moved into that. They started out with the opportunity of just offering programming for kids after school and in the summers, and then that transitioned into going into schools and offering STEM classes where kids learn how to code there. And now they have a code school where they teach adults how to code, help them find a good paying job after the fact. What a great thing. Well, this week I talked to their executive director, Meka Igwekwa, and he told me that the work continues despite what's happening, that they have not stopped at all. They've moved their classes online. They're finding ways to reach students who are not in school through television programming with Shelby County Schools, and they're continuing the work, which reminded me that many of us still have that to do. Our work must continue in this new way. And so I wanted to play a video for you. It's an event we covered of theirs right before all of this began. It was a drone workshop over a weekend, and that's where students learned how to program drones to go through obstacles and all kinds of things. And it just shows you a little glimpse into the programming that they do and the light bulbs that turn on and how excited students get once they have this knowledge of how to code. So take a look.
Give me another one. My name is Reginald Gardner. I'm in the 8th grade and I go to Grish's Prep. This is CodeCrew. Right now we're working on programming drones and flying them. And right now we're building an obstacle course, and we have to make the drone fly over a hurdle and then land, then make the drone land on a box.
We've got 4 different teams competing. We've got 2 teams of mentors and then 2 teams of scholars. Still trying to figure out who can accomplish the task first.
After a crash, you may have to take the battery out as well to recalibrate.
Usually the connection between software and hardware doesn't always happen.
Sometimes we want it to go forward, but it goes left or right.
It's not always like a rocket science, like to a T, so that's the hard part. Our job as mentors is just to look out for the young men, be whatever support that they need, even if it's not a lot or if it is a lot, and also enjoy experiences like this with them, which is cool. It's not just getting to know each other, but it's also getting to know the city, getting to know tech, getting to know all these other different activities that we as older gentlemen, as well as them as young gentlemen, wouldn't have probably known about.
I actually want to get into computer science, and that's one of my careers I want to pursue. So this will help improve my insight on how computers and programming works. So it's really fun.
Shout out to all the CodeCrew staff that continues to work through this pandemic and serve the kids and the adults who need to learn these skills to help equip them for this new world we're living in. Certainly proud of all the work you're doing. Another organization I want to spotlight today, you have seen many times on this program, It's Memphis Botanic Garden, and they have been really trying to do a lot here, both digitally and through being on their on-site to reach folks and reach them where they are. But something happened a few weeks ago that was pretty sad. Their Live at the Garden summer concert series was canceled. It was their 20th anniversary. It was gonna be a big one, and they had to cancel it because artists were no longer performing, and there's so many unknowns as to whether or not we will be able to gather in large spaces like that. So they canceled the series and also announced that a significant amount of that money went towards the Memphis Botanic Garden operating budget. So instead of being sad and saying, what a loss, they came up with a plan, a campaign called Can't Stop the Music. And it gives all of us an opportunity to support their work by making a donation and putting our name on a brick in a wall as they expand and grow the garden in that live garden area. And it's really simple because if you attend any concert in the series or have purchased multiple tickets, it's like making a donation and you can pretend there was a concert. But we went out there and we put together this video on a whim, really, to try and get this message out about how you can support their work. Of course, we socially distance, and we shot it and turned it around in a day, and I want you to take a look and perhaps consider supporting their work.
Hi, I'm Sherry May, co-director for Live at the Garden. I know we were all disappointed last week to hear the news that Live at the Garden was forced to cancel what would have been our 20th anniversary season. It was a devastating decision to make, and even more devastating financially to the overall health of the Memphis Botanic Garden. All the funds from Live at the Garden go directly to maintaining all 96 acres of this beautiful Memphis treasure. I'm here with my friend David May, 6 feet from me, president of Regions Bank, to discuss how they are stepping up to make sure the garden survives during this unprecedented time.
Thanks, Sherry. Glad to be here 6 feet apart. We all think of Live at the Garden as fun-filled evenings under the stars, enjoying great music with great stars singing to us. But there's much more to it than that. When the necessary decision was made this summer to cancel Live at the Garden due to the pandemic, one of the first questions that came to mind was how it would impact the day-to-day operations of the garden. You may not realize that your tickets to the garden help fund programs serving over 40,000 students from over 450 schools each year. Over 80% of those students come from low-income neighborhoods. On a personal note, this was to be the first year for Regions to serve as title sponsor of Live at the Garden. And while we're sad we won't be able to gather for live music this summer, we're thrilled that the garden will continue to thrive through a new initiative commemorating the 20th anniversary of the concert series.
We're building the Can't Stop the Music donor wall, which will be located right here next to the stage to commemorate our 20th anniversary, no matter what that ends up looking like. If you have ever been to Live at the Garden, if you love Live at the Garden, I am urging you to please join Regions Bank in supporting this important campaign.
Regions Bank is honored to donate $25,000 to kick off this campaign to ensure that the music and educational programming continue. We invite you to consider how you and your company can participate.
You can go to liveatthegarden.com right now and purchase a personalized paver that will remain a permanent part of Live at the Garden's history. Pavers start at just $250 and would be personalized with your name, comments, or your company logo.
Regions is thrilled to be the title sponsor of Live at the Garden for many years to come. This is about more than the concerts and music. It's about preserving the quality of life in our community. Everything from music on a world-class stage to educational opportunities that will make a lasting impression on local students. So be creative. Consider how you can make sure the music and programming doesn't stop.
David, many thanks to you and Regions Bank for your continued support of Live at the Garden. So I ask you to please join us now. The music can't stop and won't stop if we all pull together to support the garden. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and we will see you here at Live at the Garden on the other side of all of this.
I don't know about you, but I am excited for the concert series in 2021. It's going to be great. I can only imagine what that will look like and how I will never again take for granted an outdoor concert. Speaking of that, this week was supposed to be Barbecue Fest. So we were supposed to be down at Barbecue Fest right now, eating barbecue, enjoying the hot, humid weather or the rainy weather, depending on the year. And I can't wait for what that looks like next year as well. Today we're going to end with 3 organizations coming together to collaborate and give us some really great things to think about as we head into the summer in a pandemic. We partner with High Ground News to produce videos, and they partner with the Urban Child Institute to specifically program and spotlight some things happening in early childhood development. So this month, we featured a video with Bonheur Children's Hospital, which features an interview with a doctor who specifically works with their diabetes clinic. In fact, she's the clinical director of their diabetes program. And here's the thing, whether or not your child has diabetes or has any kind of underlying health condition, there are a lot of things right now that sort of get put on the back burner while we all try to figure out and navigate what we do next and what our summer looks like without any of the programming we were relying on. So we asked the doctors at Bonheur to give us some easy, quick tips about how we can make sure that our kids are healthy this summer. And here's the thing about this whole video. We couldn't go do a physical interview, so we did a Zoom interview, and then we had to find video to cover up all the things she was talking about, and then we threw graphics on top of that. So here are 5 tips and tricks to help keep your kids healthy this summer.
Many grocery stores still have amazingly reasonable stocks of produce, so fresh fruits and vegetables, frozen vegetables and fruits, trying to make sure that those are incorporated into every meal. I think that's one important thing. It might involve, trying things that you wouldn't normally be interested in. Let's see what's available, and then let's try to figure out what we can do with that. One of the big things for frozen vegetables or fruits is any kind of additive. So for vegetables, it's sodium. And then for fruits, I would look for sugar. We recommend that kids 5 to 17 should get 60 minutes of activity every day. And kids under, we really want them to get 180 minutes, or like 3 hours of exercise, which sounds crazy, but if you've ever been with a toddler, they really do move. Come up with something you could learn or something you want to try. To have each day something to work towards. I think we all need that in our lives to kind of help us with finding some meaning.
And that does it for this week of Feel Good Friday, your weekly dose of positivity. Join us next week as we head into Memorial Day weekend. Yes, a holiday weekend that's going to look a lot different than it typically would on a normal year. And of course, as always, you can let us know if you have any ideas or submissions for Feel Good Friday. Email us at feelgoodfriday@foreverreadyllc.com. We'll see you next week.